Imagine a major sporting event starting in a different country altogether. That's precisely what the Vuelta a España is doing this year, and it's not the first time. But here's where it gets controversial. Does starting abroad dilute the essence of the Tour of Spain, or does it add a fresh, exciting twist? This year, the Vuelta a España kicks off on Saturday, but not in a familiar Spanish city like Bilbao, Barcelona, or Burgos. Instead, it begins in Turin, Italy. Yes, Italy. This marks the 6th time the race has started overseas, and the 3rd time in just 4 years. Previously, it began in Utrecht in 2022 and Lisbon in 2024. The race organizers are clearly trying to make a splash, with the Grand Depart in Turin followed by 3 more stages in Italy and even a brief detour into France before the peloton finally crosses into Spain. Then, for good measure, there's an excursion to Andorra during stages 6 and 7. The Vuelta is known for its novelty and extremes, and this year is no exception. Stage 5 features a 20-kilometer team time trial, TTT, only the 2nd World Tour TTT of the year, and the first in a Grand Tour since the Vuelta in 2023. No other Grand Tour has included a TTT since 2019. But that's not all. 12 out of 21 stages feature over 3,000 meters of climbing. The Tour de France has only done this once this century, and the Giro d'Italia has never done it at all. The race starts with a summit finish on the 2nd day, followed by 8 more mountain stages, 9, and this is the part most people miss. The Vuelta is trying to stand out in a crowded calendar. After the classics, the Giro, the Tour, and now the Tour de France Femmes, there's a bit of a lull in late August. The Vuelta finds itself in this gap, right before the World Championships tie up the season in September. This might seem reductive, but it's how many cycling fans, especially casual ones, view the calendar. To capture attention, the Vuelta has to be different, to offer something unique. Despite being in its 80th edition this year, the Vuelta still feels somewhat unsettled. Unlike the Tour de France or the Giro d'Italia, which seem almost sacred in their traditions, the Vuelta is more open to experimentation. Last year, a stage even started inside a supermarket in Jerez. While this creativity is commendable, it can also lead to confusion. The Vuelta is a grand tour, but it often lacks the prestige of the Tour and the Giro, leading some teams to withhold their star riders. For many, it's a last chance to salvage their season, or a second shot after the Tour. For younger riders, it can serve as an introduction to 3-week racing, though this year's grueling course will be a harsh baptism. However, there's such a thing as too much change. While there might be 5 bunch sprints this year, depending on how the stages play out, there could be as few as 2. This isn't ideal for sprinters, with notable absences like Mads Pedersen, Ethan Vernon, and Brian Coquard. These stages, though, can make the mountain stages even more thrilling. Perhaps a shorter race would be the answer. But if it's to be 21 stages, there needs to be a balance. A 2-week race with relentless climbing might work, but as it stands, the Vuelta seems to be swinging too far in one direction. The start list feels skewed towards a specific type of rider, making it more akin to the Itzulia Basque country than a typical Grand Tour. Despite these concerns, the Vuelta will still be fantastic entertainment with plenty of storylines. The absence of Tadej Pogačar might be a setback for the race organizers, but it could lead to a more open battle for the red jersey, unless Jonas Vingegaard dominates. Maybe I should be less of a curmudgeon and just embrace the Vuelta for what it is. But I can't help feeling a bit sorry for the riders who aren't pure climbers. If you're interested in staying updated with the latest race content, interviews, features, reviews, and expert buying guides, subscribe to The Lead Out, the newsletter from Cycling Weekly and Cycling News. To get this in your inbox, subscribe here. And if you have thoughts or questions, feel free to reach out to Adam Beckett at adam.beckett@futurenet.com or leave a comment below.